Right now at 11, opioid abusers are the victimizers. That's what the former CEO of the company that made OxyContin once said, and now he's walking those comments back.
Yeah, that quote and others have enraged those connected to the opioid crisis. Channel 3's Matthew Campbell is joining us live tonight. And Matthew, how did we gain access to those quotes?
Well, Aaron and Mark, these quotes were uncovered because of Connecticut's lawsuit against Purdue Pharma. Now, the state has sued the company, and the contents of the lawsuit were unredacted today. And now we see how callous the owner was in making these comments, while hundreds here in our state and thousands across the country were dying after being addicted to these drugs.
I ended up in St. Francis Hospital with a 20% chance of living.
Sarah Howroyd got hooked on OxyContin after a car accident. Then she turned to heroin.
Had OxyContin not existed, I never would have done heroin.
OxyContin is made by Purdue Pharma. Richard Sackler was the CEO. For the first time, Sarah is reading the emails Sackler had with an acquaintance about the criticism the company was facing as the opioid epidemic started to grow.
Acquaintance, abusers die. Well, that is the choice they made. I doubt a single one didn't know of the risks. Sackler, abusers aren't victims, they're the victimizers. Acquaintance, the whole thing is a sham, and if people die because they abuse it, then good riddance. Sackler, unfortunately, when I'm ambushed by 60 Minutes, I can't easily get this concept across. Calling drug addicts scum of the earth will guarantee that I become the poster child for liberals who just want to distribute the blame to someone else, as you say. As someone who almost died, I'm infuriated.
Connecticut is suing Purdue Pharma, alleging the company recklessly marketed OxyContin and fueled the crisis here. According to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, there were less than 300 opioid deaths in 2012. Last year, there were nearly 1,000. Attorney General William Tong.
It's not about headlines or the emails. It's about the depraved indifference to human life and people, families here in Connecticut.
Sackler is now saying, I've gotten a lot more information about addiction in general or opioid addiction in particular. And of course, my views have evolved and changed. Speaking on behalf of those who died or nearly died, Howroyd demands Purdue Pharma be held to the same standards as drug kingpins.
The Sacklers are the biggest, baddest, most creative El Chapo that's ever existed. Ever, ever, ever. They just did it in a much more smart, articulate, legal way.
Now, Connecticut is not the first state to sue. Oklahoma sued. They just got $270 million. Tong says that amount is not enough. He wants to take Purdue Pharma to court. That's the latest live here in the control room tonight. Matthew Campbell, Channel 13 News.